Hello, all. Welcome to Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet where we get together and we talk about the things that help us escape. It's Tuesday, a busy Tuesday. We're doing Gakkai-con in a lucky cup. So, kampai, everyone. Oh my goodness. Yum yum. Yum yum. All right, give me 1 second here to pull this up. Get this. I gotta send this DM real quick. Ba-da-ba-doo. Cool. All right, cool. Blaine's haircut scared everyone away. Yeah. That and me being late as usual. Combination of those two things plus it being a Tuesday. This is gonna be a fast one tonight. This isn't gonna be a super long one. I have been having a rough one today. Actually had to take one of my muscle relaxers for my back, so I'm not long for this chair. I'll tell you that much tonight. So let's take a look at what I watched. Let's pop up my little bike. I think I kind of like this thing where I do this side by side and like this and I just pop between the tabs. You're lurking, you need to get out ASAP by 6 a.m. King Mobile ring, baby. Yes, that's amazing. That is what I like to hear. That is what I like to hear. Let's see. All right, let's do this one, and then we'll do this. Oh, it's so exciting. In fact, hold on, no spoiler Gundams for a second here. Let's to Alex Moore for all of the time that you've spent sitting there. Now, you'll play it off like, oh, I was just watching anime or I was reading manga. You know, it really, it was just a good time to sit down. But you being there means more than you're ever going to know, even if you do know. And may you never have to have someone sit there with you. But congratulations on making it through with them so that you could finally ring that bell. This is a joyous time. So excited. Kampai, friend. Velma's your favorite Gyaru. Ah, yes, I forgot. The Gyaru trope where they're a nerd. An angry, self-loathing nerd. I forgot that one. Oh, silly me. How could I call myself master of the Gyaru when I don't even know the most classic of Gyaru tropes? Actually, you know what? I think that worked pretty well before, but we'll do this anyway. No, I'll do this again. Because you can see it. You can read the title. The title's right there. That's perfect. Does it still work when I switch it to this one? No, it gets kind of goofy on that one. This one just works really well with it. We'll do one of these. We'll do one of these, and then I'll do that. Perfect. All right. So after the tier list from yesterday, which is gonna pop up as a highlight tomorrow, get on your level and you'll know all about Gyarus. Right. That's my belief, Geminire. I believe that wholeheartedly. After the tier list yesterday, which is going to go up as a highlight tomorrow, I decided to finally start farming life in another world, and it's fun. I like the little like the preview, like, hey, check out how cool this is gonna be. And then we jump right back into I'm dead, and then we start our classic like reincarnation. God's like, you want anything special? And he's like, yeah, I like farming. And the second he said, I watched a lot of farming shows with idols when I was in the hospital. My brain was like, I want to watch a farming show where Japanese idol groups have to do farming. Is this a thing? And I haven't Googled it yet, but I am hoping that it is indeed a thing. Actually, one second here. Crank that a little bit more, and then I'll turn this one down. Oh wait, no, that's the lowest that one goes. Okay, all right. Well, that's a little more dynamic just by turning up this other one. That'll be a little better. But my thought was like, I want to watch this farming idol show. I want to see it. I want to see that. Someone feed me that. So now I need to like find out if there is a show somewhere I can watch that has Japanese idol girls trying to farm. Get Hololive in the fields ASAP. Come on, we need the wheat. Go harvest the rice. Whoosh, get it. Oh man. Is that like when they send modern people to work in Victorian villages? I hope so. That's what I'm picturing. Is I'm picturing a bunch of like idol girls who can't do a push-up, much less like lift a hoe, and they're all out in this farm like trying to learn how to plant rice, and they're getting like their boots stuck as they're like walking through the bog, you know, like we've seen that, like we could write the show. We know exactly what it would be like, and it's just a throwaway line where he's like, I really I like these shows about farming. I'd like to be a farmer. And it's like, okay, bro. I mean, I guess maybe you want to be a farmer with idol girls. Maybe that would be more fun for you, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You actually woke up 7 minutes late. Wait. Do you take a nap like right before I stream? Like, do you take a like 6 p.m. my time nap and try to wake up at 7? Is that when you said you slept for like 5 hours and then took a 1 hour nap? Is your 1 hour nap literally in the like after dinner? Like what is that? You have a very interesting schedule that you keep there, friend. Very interesting. Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker. God, I love that character. Oh, it's so good. The second thing that I thought was, oh no, when are we getting the isekai where the guy gets isekai'd and the deity is like, what do you want, my son? And he's like, well, I played a lot of American Truck Simulator when I was in the hospital. Can I be a trucker? And then we get a trucker isekai where the guy's driving cross country trying to get loads from point A to point B, making sure his refrigerator's on, making sure everything's working, you know, trying to dodge the lot lizards, like don't catch any of those. That'll be a fun that'll be the fun isekai. Oh my goodness. Your 1 hour nap is at 12, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 p.m. What? What does that even mean? Do you have 6 1 hour naps? Is that what you're saying? Or you just sleep from noon to 4 and then from 7 to 9? I don't know what's you have a weird schedule. You want a long haul trucker isekai? Exactly. That would be hilarious. And then yes, he's secretly the driver of Truck Kun. Oh my goodness. He thinks he's delivering. Like his The whole thing is that like he's got these like blinded by the god's eyes, so he thinks he's just making deliveries, but he's actually harvesting souls. And he's just the Shinigami of the Isekai gods. Anyway, I liked the setup. That we jump in and the entire like rest of the episode feels exactly like, oh, you've started Stardew Valley. Here, go find your land. Oh, you started Minecraft. Here, go build a hut. Oh, you start like any like name a survival game where you have to go like get wood and then go on from there to like make a little settlement that you can like survive the first night in. That's literally what they're doing for farming life in another world. And it is I think it's fun. It's a good setup. We're not like, oh, what's his motivation? His motivation is that he's been bedridden forever and he wants to like move around and do stuff. And that stuff he wants to do is literally the stuff you want to do when you pick up a survival game. You're like, oh, how do I want to relax tonight? And you're like, oh, what if I craft a house and then build a garden and tame some dog? Like these are all things that I've thought about while I was playing Minecraft all of those different nights. I was like, oh, I can't wait to jump into the Minecraft world and do this, but it's just now the world he's in. And thanks to the power tool, he doesn't get tired, so it's not a pain in the ass the way real farming is. You got to watch the second episode. I will. I'll probably watch it as soon as I turn off this stream. Um, just in case you didn't make it right at the beginning. This is a shorter one. I've been dying all day, so I took a muscle relaxer earlier to try to appease the gods and hopefully make it through the stream tonight. But I will not be doing a long one tonight, that's for sure. So his anime is Minecraft. Yeah. Minecraft. My brain blanks on like every other. It feels a lot like The Forest. The Forest, the game where you just like crash land in the plane and then you've got to create like a little hut and like survive. I really, really enjoyed that game. But yeah, that would be my best connection to it, because it is more like you're just looking for tools and like he's just trying to like survive, and now he's building a farm and that kind of thing. So I feel it's a little more consistent with The Forest there. You thought I thought about creatively offing the villagers? Didn't say I didn't. Didn't say I didn't. Oh. No, but I'm happy for this one. I hope it maintains this sort of like lighthearted tone. Obviously we have that like picture of what it's going to be kind of moving forward, and he has this sort of like idyllic farmstead community. And I hope that really does end up being like the goal of the anime. The end of the anime is just sort of like a let's build the little homestead and then, you know, call it good. He did it. He's retiring, doing what he enjoys with his harem and lizard friend. That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. I like, just don't go down the big bad evil route. Like, oh, we've got to defeat this, we've got to defeat that. Like, I want it to stay. I want it to stay nice, calm, just doing farming stuff. I think he has earned it. Oh, let's talk about isekai trucks. Makes you think of the fender bender joke from Mike Tyson Mysteries. Wait, I don't know the fender bender joke from Mike Tyson Mysteries. Oops, I'm not going to print that. I want to search Google for that. Nope, I don't know that one. Looks like oh yeah, 2014 animated thing. If you came out as an animated something in 2014, and you weren't an anime, I didn't see you. But we got Mike Tyson on Adult Swim, it looks like. All right. Spy Classroom. I feel like we had a really good setup. We had like a really like you're all a bunch of washouts and we're gonna make you better, but I suck at teaching, but I still want to make you better. So we come up with a plan that you're gonna defeat me, and then we see a couple attempts, and then he talks to somebody and decides like, yeah, they can do the mission. I will be good. And then they're on the mission. Like, I hope it's like we keep flashing back to get more of like the training from like the spy classroom, but also I feel like that would be annoying if you're constantly doing a flashback to get more of like the training that they did to get to where they are. It's like, oh, you go back, you see the training, and then you go back forward and you see them execute part of the mission that involves that training. Like, I feel like that would be a really weird way to do it rather than just doing it in like a chronological way where you just show the classroom thing and then you move on to the actual mission. So it's an assassination classroom ripoff. Not even a little bit. The concept of a group of people who have to creatively defeat their teacher is about the closest they come to being similar. But then it's assassination classroom. Of course, you've got a group of students that have to learn how to defeat their alien teacher thing, who is unstoppable. He's impervious. He can't be poisoned. He can't be any of this stuff. And they all have to learn how to assassinate him, so that they can save the world. Basically, if they don't kill him, the world gets killed. Is the idea there? In this one, you have a group of misfits who have to of washouts that have to defeat their teacher, leader, boss, whatever you want to call him. He's the greatest spy in the world, and they all suck. And they're going to do a mission at the end of the month that is an impossible level mission. So like the idea is that any really good spy would go on this mission and would fail or die, or if they were able to, like, say the mission was an assassination, they could succeed, but then they're not getting out alive, kind of a thing. So they have to get ready for an impossible mission. And originally he's going to teach them how to do it, but he sucks at teaching because spy stuff is just secondhand to him. But so instead they come up with the idea that, oh, well, if you can defeat me, if you can capture me, or you can, stop me in some spy way, then that means you'll be good enough to go on this mission because I am the best spy in the world. But then we just jump to the mission. The mission just starts and it's like, oh, it's mission time. And I don't get the sense that they've improved, like all of them have improved. Like we see them kind of messing up when it comes to like his like trying to catch him in the first one. But then we have one character whose disguise work is amazing, apparently, where just like she just becomes other people. And you're like, all right, well, you've clearly improved because I can't believe you'd be able to do that and be a washout. So that must be something you've improved. We haven't seen her really suck at anything. So it's not like we don't see an improvement in what she's doing. I don't know. This episode kind of threw me off. I want to enjoy this show because I really like spy thriller type stuff. I like when anime does that. Anime also has the ability to stick like girls in anything, and it just kind of makes sense. And I think throwing a bunch of are they girls or are they women? Like I don't want to say one or the other necessarily because I'll be like, oh, they're women, but then someone will be like, actually they're 15. But like when they're in their spy roles, like some of them play kids of people, and then others are much more like young adults as they're like walking around town and stuff. You don't think they're adults, but sometimes they are. Like when they were walking down the street and they did the pickpocket, like they definitely felt much more like young adults walking down the street than in the other scene where they're in the train and they're all like the young apprentices. And it's like, yeah, those look like children, you know. It's throwing me off. Isn't 15 adult in Japan? Kind of. Japan has it's kind of like Japanese age of like majority is kind of like minimum wage in America. There's a federal minimum wage, but then like each state sets its own minimum wage. So like there is a national like age of majority, which I think is 15 or 14. Something where you're like, wait, really? That's the age of majority? But then every prefecture in Japan is like 18. So it's one of those things that um isn't what it sounds like. Sounds like something an anime watcher would say. You have missed the Farming in Another World review. Literally the lowest in any state is 16. Um, but even if are you talking minimum wage or are we talking about age of majority? I haven't I used two different things there. In some cultures 15, 16 is adult. Cool, I guess. I don't that's a weird discussion because and I feel like it gets weirder the more we keep people alive better with medicine because you can have two 18-year-olds and one of them is a fucking doorknob. You know, you wouldn't trust this thing to watch your toaster not burn your house down. You just be like, "Nah, I don't trust them. They're way too stupid. They're gonna shove their hand into the toaster to see if it's done. They're gonna do something stupid, you know." And you're like, "Do I really want this thing to be considered an adult?" And then you get other 18-year-olds, and you're like, "Oh, are you you know, about to turn 30? Or like what?" You appear to be ready to get audited and tell the tax man everything they did wrong. So it's I blame the fact that we keep everyone alive. So now we have to deal with the fact that two people of the same age are not of the same maturity level, but we don't have like a concrete way to measure maturity. So we just have to go with age. So we're in a rock and a hard place or whatever. As Americans, it's our duty to tell other people that their cultures are inferior, and 18 is the bestest number. 18 is only the bestest number if you're under that. Once you're over that, then you can't like I can't say 18 is the bestest number. That would not be a good thing to say. Black parents shove you out the door at 18. Many parents shove you out the door at 18. I shoved myself out the door at was I still 18 or was I 19? Oh well, right on the verge. Right on the verge. Mm. No, I had to have been turning 19. I think I was turning 19 because it was that summer, so I was probably turning 19. Oh well. Not important. You think most US states have an age of consent at 16 actually? Isn't there like an extra like thing though that says you can only be age of consent at 16 if you're also within an age range? That seems that seems weird. That seems wildly inaccurate to my brain if what you say is true, Serrano. You left when you were 16.5? Why would you do that? '18 is also apparently when child support is over with. Yeah, that would make sense. Keep trying Dragon News. I'm sure you'll upset Fansite eventually. You'd have to go state by state. You assume most have rules around people below 18. Exactly. Exactly. You know everything about Romeo and Juliet laws thanks to Michael Bay. I'm not single or libertarian enough to care about age of consent laws anywhere. Oh man. Hold on. What else do we got here? How do we get there? We were talking about adult in cultures. What do you mean, how do we get there? How do we get where? How did we get to talking about being an adult? Being an adult and being an understanding age of consent, aren't those like hand in hand or whatever? I use the term age of majority, and which would be like the age that you can vote, the age that you're considered an adult, the age that you can do, a number of things. Which even in America, the age of majority is only like kinda 18. Like like it's a weird example, of course, but like you can't rent a car at 18. There's no car rental agencies that are going to give an 18-year-old a car. So like, are you truly an adult yet when there's an entire business out there that'll tell you no? You can't drink alcohol yet when you're 18. Did they change cigarettes to 21 now? Is tobacco now a 21 and up? I think that's a per state thing, right? Hold on. How old to buy smokes? 21. Okay, yeah. House Bill 1074 went into law in March 2019 here in Washington State. So here in my state, you can't even smoke. So you can't smoke, drink, or rent a car when you're 18, or buy a handgun. There's 4 things that you can't do when you turn 18, and we call it the age of majority. No, you're not age of majority till the ATF can get their hands on you. Age of consent. Oh, you palming? No, I specifically say age of majority just because it's the consent is always like a sexual thing. But then when you talk about age of majority, it's like, oh, well, it's actually 16. It's like, well, that's a little different. It's a little different, but we'll see. Expelled from school. What'd you do, Dragon Roost? Yeah, I am interested as to what Dragon Roost did to get expelled from school. Non-wood chipper topics? No. No, don't worry. We're all safe from the wood chipper, so it's okay to discuss what requires wood chipping. Like when you fell a bush. Free helicopter rides with Pinochet. Yours is 21. Oh, interesting. I wonder if that changed all over the place. You rented at 18 with Hertz, but I was gonna say until you followed up with this one. Yeah, when did you rent at 18 at a Hertz? I haven't heard of that ever. And many decades would be my whole life is many decades. Pack a parachute? Yeah, make sure you pack your own parachute too. Never trust somebody else to pack your parachute. Unless you have no idea what you're doing, then trust a professional to pack your parachute. Oh, man. Speaking of thick thighs, Anime the Third. Yeah, that's right. I was able to watch 3 shows. And then another one, actually. I just remembered. I have another one that I need to update so that I can also add that to the list of things to talk about. Click. Click, 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 click. Cool. You don't need government consent to smoke. You start at 16. You do to buy. I didn't say you needed it to smoke, but you can't just go buy some. Unless what? You're gonna like roll some oregano into some printer paper and call it good? Get out of here. No, I'm talking about your ability to actually purchase and legally obtain things. Oh, excuse me. Welcome, Pop. How are you doing tonight? Oh my goodness. Oh, you're training your new assistant. Did you drop a show or is this reviews? You heard Farm Harem show? So I did the Farm Harem show review, Classroom Part 2, and then now we're on Ayakashi Triangle. Balls. Shoved another student his back onto a locker, and the lockers had a nub on the padlocks, bruised him badly. That's what the teacher saw. They didn't see him push, then punch me. That's usually how it works. Yeah. That is usually how it comes up. You can always buy if you know where, lol. That's a non-starter. All right, listen here, you little shit. I'm talking about your ability to legally go to a fucking Target and purchase things. Go to an AMPM that is reputable and buy things where they're like, can I see your ID? And they have to like physically scan it in. When you go to Total Wine and they scan your ID to make sure that you're old enough to purchase things. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Your ability to legally acquire things. If you are buying things that you are not legally of age to acquire, you are illegally acquiring them because you are not of age to purchase them. God, you little shit. You're like, oh, you gotta buy them if you know you can pay. You pay the right people, you can buy it. Yeah, and when you're 19, you can go to Canada and drink up until the point where they started IDing US licenses separately than they were Canadian licenses because they got sick of the culture. Fucking God, this is what's wrong with you Cambodians. Y'all try to find your little, oh, I found the loophole. I can talk about the loophole. I figured it out. Did you miss the Gyaru round? No, it hasn't started yet. It hasn't started yet. Hashtag fuck the government. Hashtag free the SIGs. Sure. Go ahead. Kill yourself. I don't care. That's all you're doing. Everything you do is just one extra step. I choose to drink mine away. If you want to smoke it, by all means. I hate it. I absolutely loathe it, but more power to you. You were feeling sad when you put age 21 smoking signs up. I think that happened when Biden first started. 2019 is when Washington State changed their law. I don't know if it's a federal thing, but I know that Washington State passed a law in 2019. You purchased this illegally, which means laws exactly. The law doesn't exist because it didn't stop me. Then the principal said, we'll be suspended for a week. You flipped him off and said, fuck you, self-defense, mother effer. I better see the damn guy again because if he do, he gonna get it a lot. Oh, wow. You've got some hatred for this guy. Oh, my goodness. Forgive Nico. Indonesia is a very different culture than the US, where Nico is most definitely from. Oh my god, I love it. Plains racist against Cambodians. The problem is every time I want to say like a mysterious or random Southeast Asian, I don't think of like Malaysia. I think of like Thailand, and then I'm like, oh, it's the one next to Thailand because it's like a little bit different. And then I picture like this C-shaped country in my head. I'm like, it's got to be Cambodia, but it's fucking not. I don't think it is. Worst the expelled to make a point for that. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's what happens. It's called fuck around, find out. And everyone was playing that game that day. You run the gotcha, that's my drug. It is a harsh mistress, that's for sure. It was passed in 2019 and it was probably applied in 2020, right? Started under Trump. Yeah, Mr. Anti-drug, anti-alcohol himself. Dragon Ruse, are you black? No, he's native. Wait, but is he Blackfoot? He could be Blackfoot. That's Laos? Probably. Hold on. Map. Map. Sure are contentious people. Oh no, the Brune. When you were in Thailand, you kept tripping out when you saw kids that looked 10 smoking. Okay, so I think the shape in my head was Myanmar, but you do have like Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam. They're all kind of right there, just like crammed into this little peninsula. So they all have like a very similar shape, but the one I was picturing in my head was definitely Myanmar. Which is not a name I'm going to remember off the top of my head when I'm trying to rant about Nico's heritage, because he's definitely from Myanmar. Or Burma, I guess, as it's also called. Dragon Ruse is a native Oki from the ocean, Nico. You have India, Bangladesh, Burma, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. Yep. In your teens, you took no crap and you didn't care for in school. In short, you were stupid. Yeah. I mean, who wasn't stupid in their past? Name one. Name one person who wasn't dumb in their past. They were probably isekai'd here. That's how you know. That's how you find them. Anyone who's not a dumb kid, they're an isekai protagonist. You didn't realize it was in top chat. You wonder why you weren't seeing all the comments. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. Oh no, Nico doesn't get the King of the Hill reference. Oh no. Sorry, Chinese or Japanese? Laos! That's not how you pronounce Laos? Is it not? How do you pronounce Laos? Laos country. I'm gonna say it like a different way every time once I figure this out. Okay, everybody needs to hear this apparently. Oh my goodness. All right, you ready? I hope you're ready to hear this. Oh wait, hold on. Go back.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this country in Southeast Asia, neighboring Vietnam and Thailand. How do you say it? Laos.
We are trying to say how to say this country. There is a okay. There's a question about whether or not you pronounce the S. In English, you pronounce the S. People in the Laotian language do not. They just call it Lao. Okay, so in original Laotian language, you don't pronounce the S. It's just Lao. Otherwise, it's Laos. Is that how you pronounce Laos? Get out of here. Malaysia, Philippines are in the sea. Yeah, they're like the speckled little islands. You're not even from Laos and you're offended when you mistake it this many times? Laos? It's pronounced Laos. That's how everyone says it. Yeah, welcome to America. You know what else we say? We say Japan. It's Nihon or Nippon. That's not even close to the same word, but we still say Japan. You know why? Because the Chinese were like, yeah, that's the island of Japan. And we're like, Japan? Japan? Okay. And then we got to Japan and they're like, Nihon, you know, and we're like, what? Japan? Oh my goodness. It's not like you weren't expecting to mangle him. Wow, that was actually perfect. Well, yeah, it was like a. Today we are going to pronounce the word layout. Like, it's the weirdest video I think I've heard in a long time. Um, you went to high school with a girl from Laos? That's insane. You went to school with Connie? That's hilarious. You're American, so naturally those ocean people are wrong. Yeah. You smash? Keep tossing. Wait, hold on. What? Oh, you smashed some Laos? Oh, keep tossing that salad. You're not Les. Got it. Yep. All Asian names get butchered when they have to be written in English. What language do Laotians write in? Hold on. Now we're Laos writing. Oh, what is this goobly-goo? What? They look like Thai. Why? They're just Thai. What did they just like look at the other alphabets? They're like, well, we'll just do this one, but we'll add an extra twirly on everything. Gosh, why is everybody your freaking neighbors? Why does everybody have a different alphabet? America should have made a better language. So to get started, how to say Busan? Yeah, start with train 2. No, Nico, all the Asian names get their true pronunciations. Gotta get that Laos boo boo. Don't tell the oceans that Lao. That are just Thai, most racist thing you've heard on this channel. Hey, at least I knew another language that has a similar, like, swirly script. I wasn't just like, oh, they're just squiggly Chinese. You know, that would be a racist thing. But I could identify another neighboring country that has similar writing styles. even in my racism, I'm still very direct. Wait, that's not racist. That's what the hell is the other one? Where it's versus different um ethnicities or whatever. See, look. Serranos gets it. It's all the same dang wibbledy wobbledy. It's like, you know, Japanese kanji and Chinese characters. They're the same characters. You can't be like, oh, it looks like Chinese. It's like, well, because it is. Because it is Chinese. Because they stole it from somebody else. English alphabet is exactly like the French alphabet, except for the C with the little squiggly on it and the accent aigu that they put on things from time to time. But there is completely the same alphabet. These are completely different. There come no commonality. Exactly. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm just glad that that's the most racist thing you've ever heard. But no, there's a different ist. Hold on. When you are bigoted against a country. Xenophobic? No, that's just hating people, not you. The hell is it gentrious? I don't remember what it is. There's something. There's one of them there's a specific bigotation about borders, where it's like specifically like, it's not race based. It's purely based on the country that somebody's from. English, French, German, Spanish, extremely similar. Yeah. Even Italian. Italian uses our same alphabet. Because they all evolved together. Yes. Okay. Naminayo. The hell are you saying? Naminayo. What in the translate? I have never heard that for a saying sorry. Huh. Huh. I learn something new every day. Nico, just accept that your Thai ladyboy language is inferior to your Gaiga Chad English. That's right. See, English has things where we have to figure out how to pronounce them. It actually takes work to know how to say things. You love this chat and hate it? Good. Then it's working. Best thing about Indians, aka and Native Americans, we didn't have a written language. I guess that's why I don't like reading. Do you have pictorial language? Is it like hieroglyphs? Thank God you fucks don't remember my actual origins. I don't think I can handle. It's just like Thai. Well, if it was Laos or probably Cambodia, it's a Cambodian written language. Do they just use the Thai alphabet as well? Cambodian alphabet. They use the Khmer script. It's like Thai, but with right angles. They did like a bunch of 90 degrees instead of swirlies. Oh my goodness. Google's wrong. It means don't underestimate me. Hold on. Let me. How do you say don't underestimate me in Japanese? Mikurubiru na? なめんなよ。I hold on. Here's the easy one. I can do. I don't know. Nayo? It could be don't forget my name. But I don't know. I don't know if it's don't underestimate me. That could be an anime-ism. It's not like an actual languageism. All of our stories are passed down through song. Oh. Ancestors protect me. Anyone else seen Hot Rod? I freaking love Hot Rod. That movie's so funny. They're all definitely imitation of Indian. What's the Indian script look like? A little bit. Yeah, I could see how this eventually became it, but man, those other ones, you stick them right next to each other, I couldn't tell you if you wrote each letter a different one of the letters, I couldn't tell you which one was which. That's not something I can do. Google Translate YouTube vids. We really trust their language skills and they can't even translate funny scripts right. I do I use not Junji. Junji. Oh my gosh. What is the translate help site? There's like a forum that like everybody's posted every single like what is this phrase in Japanese? G-Show. I use G-Show for a lot of my translations. Hear it in Yankee movies a lot with FG Shiyu. Okay. Oh man. You don't use Google Translate, you use Twitter Translate. That's the bio protection. Throw all them flags and genders in your bio, and then you'll never get your Twitter taken down unless you say something real bad to a true warrior of the internet. Oh, people are silly. Oh my gosh. All right, my neck's killing me. I gotta keep going. Ayakashi Triangle episode 2 is the fun episode. We got the get it out of the way. You're a dude, you became a chick. The first thing you do is you grab your yabos and you give him a jaggle. You're like wibbly wobbly, and you're like, wow, what am I supposed to do with these? What am I not gonna do with these? You know, and you have fun. And then we get into the now you have to be a girl in everyday life, even though you're a dude. And so now you're spreading your legs with your short skirt, showing everybody your panties, and you're like, oh, I forgot. That's right. I'm a girl now. You're unbuttoning your shirt because you're hot, and you're like, oh, that's right. I'm a girl with giant tits. I gotta button this back up. Sorry, everyone. You forget which bathroom to use. Like this was the fun, silly episode of like, let's let you know that even though we've got this badass ninja character, there's still someone who's been a boy for where you assume 13 years, maybe more, maybe less, and now is suddenly a woman. So there's a lot of mental conditioning. I like that the powers are all still there. It's not like, oh no, this female body has made me weak or something like that, where he's got to deal with the fact that he's like, oh, I'm off balance now because of my giant tits. Like we don't get any of that silliness. He actually can still fight, even though he's a girl now. He's got his power still. He seems to be strong. So all of that is all still there. So we're not dealing with that. I think honestly the most unique and interesting thing that we're getting in this version of I was a boy and now I'm a girl is that we're now being like directly brought into the best friend who really liked him, who now is wrestling with the idea of, well, I liked him, but am I now a lesbian? Like that's her literal thought process in this episode. And so it's a little known thing, because you may be surprised by this, but being in Seattle, I've had friends who were couples where one of them was like, you know what? No, I'm trans now, and he became a she, and the question in my head was always, so is your girlfriend now a lesbian just because you made this decision? Did like, I mean, obviously they're still together, so she was okay with it. But you're always like, did you just be like, hey, you, now you're gay? Like that seems like a that seems like a very strange thing because like Sitch and Adam has talked about the fact that you're more likely to change your political leanings than you are to change your sexual preference, or you're more likely to change your like your sexual preference is one of the most fixed things that there is. So if you like chicks and then you decide in your life later on that you want to transition to being a chick, there's you're going to still like chicks. Like that's a thing that like your body always has a preference. So when someone you're in love with like changes, how do you deal with that? I think that's like a really unique thing for a show to like actually talk about and openly want to discuss. I don't know. It was actually like, yeah, I had that question when I saw this happen in real life. Anime, teach me what happens next, please. Oh my goodness. Take Burmese, Laotian, Thai, and Khmer together. It would be impossible for me to know which is which. 100%. I don't know any of those languages very well at all, but they all have like the same alphabet in my eyes. You can Ezra Miller the people? Exactly. Yep. We'll never go that far on Twitter, but you do have us next to my name. Awesome in my bio. Oh, you have next to your name awesome. There you go. It's like rebirthing to another gender in Manny or Mobby. It's not like a magic chromosome change. Blaine's gonna be the twin tail based on his love for this anime. I love gonna be the twin tail. Going to get on my level, bro. Get on my level. Have I not marked that on my Annie list? Is that something I haven't gone back and redone? Was I using a different system back then? So he's still genetically a guy? Yeah, you can't genetically change. That's not it's not a like even if you get the surgeries to like you know, a penis removal or addition, you don't genetically change. That's not how life works. Sorry. That's not a thing you can hope for. The only true gender change you saw was on Fairly Odd Parents. Because magic, exactly. Inke Fuderu, that is all. Blaine banned. Oh, see, that's why I started streaming on Twitter, because I knew that eventually the Twitch one would just have to end. Because I would say something that was too true. Too based and true. I mean, it's a wonder. It's a wonder. You take this out, you clip this, and you post it, and you're like, this bigot needs banned. But what you don't see is that minutes before, I was literally discussing how, like, we have friends. And it was just a question I always had where it was like, yeah, do you put your partner through that? Is that like, obviously you talk about that, right? But like at the same time, it's like, what if one person is like, no, I'm not gonna to suddenly like a woman just because but I like you. Like that's a weird thing to go through as like a human. So it's just it's an odd one. It's an odd thought I had, but you know, still they're still in the friend group, you know. The only difference is they have moved to a more progressive location than Seattle, so I haven't seen them in a long time. We don't talk about those pesky chromosomes. Look, I could dye my hair blue and I will never have the genes to have blue hair. That's just not how bodies work. That's not how genes work. That's not even how like we can keep going. I have 30 more seconds until I hit the 1 hour mark, and then I can start talking about genes and DNA strands and things that affect DNA strands or don't affect DNA strands. Oh man. It was Ezra Miller, more progressive. Says the guy that lives next to a more progressive place than me. Oh man. Back in my day, we identified as Apache attack helicopters. That was a fun meme. Anyone who didn't understand the Apache attack helicopters meme was being willfully ignorant. The whole silly thing about self-identification is that there is no like standard that you can hold people to, and suddenly what you're claiming for people is meaningless, which is fine if you're like a gender abolitionist. You're like, yeah, I don't believe that this clear trait exists. This thing that's right in front of me my entire life. It is only a social fabrication. It's like, no, no, it's not. It's not how any of this works. Oh my goodness. Some people don't bother to talk about it. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't. They just they struggle in their brain for a really long time and then feel like they've been talking about it to other people, but it's like a total shock and surprise to everyone else. Yeah, no. They're still fine as far as I'm aware. Gonna be twins, is that a Yuri? Is it a Yuri? I feel like it has Yuri elements if I remember. I believe. You can just adjust the light and be a redhead. It's true. It's true. Sounds like the Reddit story where the girl decides to trans and boyfriend only give him the D in the ass because now they get. I don't know why that tickles me so much, but that's such a funny story. I don't know whether it's the fact that it's on Reddit, so it's probably made up, or just the idea that a girlfriend transitions to a boyfriend and the only change is that they can finally do anal. Oh my goodness. It's like when girls talk don't talk about those deoxyribonucleic acids. I won't, don't worry. It's like when girls talk about accepting yourself makes you a 10-inch. No, what people consider you is what it actually means anything. Just remember, if you say no homo at the beginning, you're safe. Did my bingo buddy move to San Francisco? No, not that far south. They're not Michael. That's not it. He's drunk? No, I'm only half of this. But I'm starting to finally feel a little more relaxed. But even that still kind of tight. But sometimes something just tickles you just right and it makes you giggle. As long as he's wearing his socks, it's completely heterosexual. Oh, just a little bit of toe. Just a little bit of toe. A lot of those Reddit stories get linked on Discord. You'll go with plausible. It's the drugs and alcohol, guys. Yeah, I actually need to update my prescription now. Or not update, I need to refill it. So it's been rough. And like all the garbage that I'm having to do as far as like physically like fixing the trailer from it having arrived broken has really taken a toll on my back, which was already broken from multiple car accidents. None of which were my fault. All of which have been paid by the other person's insurance. Oh man, you blame absent fathers more. Even if you have a father, you don't always have a strong male role model. Even if you say, oh, this area, this group, this demographic, this price range, this neighborhood, whatever you want to say, has a high amount of fathers in the home. A father in the home does not equal a strong father figure. And, you know, if you want to be a gender abolitionist, you can be as pissy about it as you want. But you need a strong father figure and you need a strong mother figure in your life. And if that comes from your actual parents, if that comes from your mom because your dad is gone, and you know, your pastor, your teacher, your neighbor, you know, some other male role model. You need the picture. And anyone who wants to say you don't need that picture is lying to themselves. Because let's say you do grow up as a boy, and then you're like, oh, I want to transition to be a woman, but you grew up with only a dad. So all you have in your head is a strong male image in your head, but you're trying to push against that because you felt a void for whatever it is. You're like, no, I'm going to be a woman now, and you want to transition to a woman. You need to have the example of what being a strong mother figure is, what being a strong woman is, right? You need to know what both of those are, what both of them look like, in order to even know if you want to be one or the other. Stuff just doesn't happen. You can't not have both. You need more balance in this world. Oh man. Why did it turn to Queen Bee animation when Blaine showed his tootsies? Oh no, am I in the new hentai that just released? Oh no. Blaine is the gay. You eat the poopo. Oh my goodness, we have the sickness here in the Discord. Oh no. We must purge the sickness. Yes, Jason Oscar Reddit that had the majority of people arguing spanking is the same as whipping your kid or beating them with your fist. The problem, I think, is twofold. Oh, I should. Ayakashi Triangle is fun. I really like the animation. I like the fact that we've got the cat like staying at the house now. I like where it's going. I like that we have other Ayakashi or yokai that are getting involved. It's gonna be a blast. I'm quite a bit having fun. We got the full rundown of this episode yesterday. I finally watched episode 2 myself today. And I have to agree, Vash running away from the townspeople was really poorly animated. I felt like in a couple scenes, they put like the center of mass where they wanted it to go for the scene, but then forgot to kind of get the feet to actually like touch where they would have to touch to make that work. So that felt kind of funky. Got a little better towards the end. And then we do see some of that like Vash is like a good boy, doesn't want to hurt anything, and is doing his best not to have to fire his gun. Very interesting. I would like to do the math on a 45, because 45 is typically 850 feet per second. 22 is usually going to be in that 1,200 feet per second. Could a 40 grain 1,200 feet per second round impacting a 45 caliber round, which is what, 230 grain usually, running it at almost 900 feet per second? Could it be enough for them both to fall down? That's kind of a, there you go, Nico. You can do that. All right. Do the math. Do the math for me, Nico. I can get rid of this gun. I can get rid of this little Gundam here now. All right. Spanking. People who are against spanking. Two things. There's people who have not been spanked, and their image of spanking is a beatdown. They picture, when you say, "Oh, I spanked the child," they're picturing you're just beating the shit out of this kid for whatever it is. That's their image in their head because they have not been spanked. Or people who are against spanking are people who received something that was not a spanking. It was a beating. It was a beating that happened to occur on the ass, but it was not a spanking. It was a beating. There is a age range where children are not smart enough to consider what you're saying, remember what you're saying, and learn from lessons. And the easiest way to train, because at the end of the day, we just have these animal brains that when something occurs, if there is a negative event that comes out of that, then you get a lesson, right? You take a fork, you go stick it in an outlet, you're going to get shocked. But if you take that fork and you head towards the outlet and your parent catches you just in time and is like, danger, gives you a little whack on the hand to let you know that that would have hurt. Now you're going to tie the pain on your hand to this danger word to what you were just doing of going to shove the fork in the outlet. Like you need the physical impact and some amount of like a pain stimulus to get a child to learn, right? But you don't beat children. That's the wrong way to go. And you don't let kids run free. That's also the wrong way to go. So it's a again, there is balance to this. There's a reason for things. You don't do things unnecessarily, but you have to train in a way that things will learn. And kids are really, really dumb. So it's important there. I'm just getting old. I am getting old. We all know this. But at least I can still get my foot into the frame, so that works. Sure, that kind of parenting leads to positive results. Yeah, it's worked pretty well this long, so must be something right with it. You got in a wreck and it was the cop's fault, and one fender better, it was your fault. No, oh my gosh, 3 years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago now, I was the front car of a 5-car pileup. So I doing nothing, sitting there, waiting my turn at a red light, and then just smashed up forward. It was awful. But even everything is as reset as it can be, you still get these muscle spasms that'll just wreck you. I need to do more. I need to do more back exercise. I've been trying to deadlift more, but the problem is like deadlifts are really good for like your lower back and your butt and stuff, but they don't like, I don't have a good like pull down or anywhere I can do a pull up in here. Like, so most of the time I'm doing press ups, which are good, but they're not what I need to really strengthen some of my back. I need an actual like lateral machine, or like even a rowing machine would help. That's what you're talking about last night. Exactly. It didn't look right. Johnny Young Bosch reprises his role as Vash. That's true. We discussed that earlier this week, but it's very funny because originally they didn't want him. They were like, we're going to do an all new cast. And then now it's like, oh, Johnny Young Bosch is back. He'll be here Saturday to play Vash again because everybody wants to hear Johnny Young Vash. Johnny Young Vash, exactly. Except for Ronan66. Ronan66 thinks he's the Keanu Reeves of the voice acting world. And I'm like, Keanu Reeves has a stellar career. So if that's who Johnny Young Bosch is, that doesn't sound like a negative. Fuck no, you're an architect because you can't do math. Dang it, you should learn to do that. He should have shot the bartender. Oh, Alex Moore. You and I both know he won't do that. Welcome, John Knight. Yep, an Asian that can't do math. Nico's Filipino confirmed. Yes, definitely where he's from. Oh no, not in bed. Got it. Or plane tried taking both? Oh, I don't know what that is for, Nico. What is both that I tried taking? Is that why they do nursing? Yerper. Whoa, your generation seems to be the last of the butt beating. You think? No. I knew friends that got beat and not spanked, so at least my generation had some. Our generation, Alex, yeah. That's high praise for a voice actor. Yep. Ronan's hot takes. Yeah, his hottest of takes is that a voice actor is like a stellar role. Whoa. I'm the one. Like, yeah, you are the one. Cool. Take a spanking in bed? I don't take spankings. Better to be the Keanu Reeves of VAs than the Guy Courtney of VAs. That is true. That is true. Alrighty. As discussed, this was going to be a faster one. There's not too many shows that we had to discuss. And I am in great pain sitting here. So I am going to call it. I am going to go lay down, and I'm gonna go have waifu step on my back for a little bit, and then we'll do it again tomorrow. Little waifu Wednesday. Let's see if they've got more than one top 10 list out. And maybe we can update our top 10 list now that we've seen some second episodes. I'll try to rack through a few more second episodes, and we can get through all of that. But it was very, very fun. Funny should have just handed it over to BZ because their dub of Gits before 2045 went so well. Yeah. You whipped your nephew when he stole. He deserved it for calling me names. I have a license to punish my nieces and nephews as needed, but I really don't want to. Like, if you I don't know what everybody else's home life was like, but whenever my dad was like, I don't want to do this, I was always like, I don't believe you, and then like, you get your spanking and you leave. But like now, and it's like, I don't want to do. Don't make me do this. I really don't want to do this. You're like, oh, Dad, I get it. I get it now. I'm sorry. Like, you know, like that's the kind of thing you apologize for as a man. Is you're like, oh man, I get it now. Oh man, I was so dumb for so long, and then you apologize to the person that was trying to make you smarter. That's the only time it's okay to apologize as a man. Thank you, Dragon Ruse. Very nice. They brought it upon themselves. It's true, but it still sucks to be the bearer of that information. Yo, bro, you can listen to this song on SoundCloud. Drop it soon, cause I'm about to kill it. So drop it quick. You get what you fucking deserve. Plains Papa. No, Papa, no. You're making my hand do this. No, it wasn't like that at all. Nothing like that at all. But it's a funny meme, so we'll go with that. I will be missed. Thank you very much for missing me. Have a wonderful... The muscle relaxer has relaxed my tongue, apparently. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I will see you tomorrow for Waifu Wednesday, where we take a look at some of the top 10 lists that are available. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will catch you then. Kampai.